Mr Chair, I want to take a brief call and have some questions of the Minister with regards to this particular part of the bill. I hope he takes the opportunity to respond, because the National Library has the largest collection of Māori language resources in the country, and while substantially the 2003 Act does not change, the way in which the organisational change is implicated here in the bill may have some particular effect on how things currently operate with the National Library and the National Librarian, because a komiti Māori has been established by the National Librarian since 1996. That particular committee advises the National Librarian on specific aspects of the Māori language collection, also in terms of donors of collections to the National Library. There are protocols around that, and it is pretty clear, well, it's unclear actually, about whether or not the role of the komiti Māori will be affected by this particular bill. The concerns I raise are in relation to specifically the Māori collection, whether or not the National Librarian will retain the responsibility that is outlined in the 2003 Act around the kaitiakitanga preservation and role of the collection, and also ensuring that there will be adequate advice given to the National Librarian in carrying out his functions, because as I read the change, the National Librarian will be dropped down to a Tier 3 type of role. It implies that the Chief Executive may take on some of the responsibilities with regards to how that komiti Māori operates, and clarification around that point would be useful. I also understand from the submission that was provided by the komiti Māori to the Chief Executive of DIA that they too have significant concerns around the way in which the restructure might affect them. Notably, they believe that it may risk there could be a risk to the Library's national profile and position as a respected and trusted national institution responsible for the care of documentary and cultural heritage collections. Also, that there could be a reduction in the Library's capability and focus to carry out the purposes of the Act as they relate to kaitiakitanga, taonga and mātauranga Māori, and specifically it could lead to the overall diminishing effect upon the current levels of effective library services to Māori and partnerships with Māori, as these aspects are integral to providing quality librarianship and information management. And I suspect that those comments were made because if there was a value for money exercise being undertaken across the whole of the department, that obviously will have effects across the DIA umbrella of departments under their purview, and could lead to, whether directly or indirectly, a compromising of emphasis which the komiti Māori believes should be maintained around the Māori collection. As I say, you can't go anywhere else to get a good Māori language collection in the world except the National Library. They will want to maintain that the emphasis and responsibilities outlined in the 2003 Act are guaranteed. In the change, it's not clear. Minister, you should take a call on these types of issues, because I believe they are absolutely critical if we want to retain the integrity and esteem of the collections held within the National Library and the way in which they're managed for future generations. I understand from that same submission that there is a review of services to Māori within the National Library. It'd be interesting to see how that review may or may not impact on further changes to this bill, or indeed the Principal Act. Because what I foreshadow is that any further diminishing of emphasis on how the Māori language collection is held in the National Library. I'm sure the Māori Party would have some concerns about that as well, and they would not, as we would not, want to see any diminishing of effort on that front. We believe that the collection there is second to none, that there are also...
I call, I'll hear from Chris.